Bumping butts. Bumping butts. That was so weird. Sorry, team. I went live and then yeah. I went live and then I stepped out the door to use the bathroom and the lights dipped, everything just went poof, and then I heard like a boop, boop, and it was, oh man, UPS. But at the same time, I heard someone outside go, ah! I thought it was actually Grace in the bedroom, just go like, ah! I'm like, oh, what? And I knocked on and had a look, and Grace was just like rousing. So it wasn't her. And so I looked outside and I thought maybe someone was like playing with a transformer or like a power box and maybe they hurt themselves. And so I had a look. I'm like, nothing there. But then I came back in here, and you know, like the whole point of the UPS, right, is to keep everything up. So everything was still on, but the PCs had shut down. The two PCs had shut down. So I think what's happened, because I was super lazy, I didn't plug just a PC and a monitor into the UPS. I actually plugged the whole desk into the UPS. And what that's done is severely dropped the runtime, right? So normally this UPS would probably give a PC and a monitor about 45 minutes worth of runtime, but with a whole desk plugged in, it's going to give about like 5 minutes of runtime. And so what I reckon's happened, because I've got it plugged in via USB as well, it's probably said, oh, you've only got 5 minutes left, let's shut things down. Let's shut it down. So it's turned the PC off. But the other PC that's not connected to the UPS, it wouldn't turn back on. And so I'm like, ugh. So what was the Grace impression? This one. It's not feeling well today. Grace, can we get, I don't know if there's like a Band-Aid. Is there a Band-Aid emote? Or like a doctor's hat? There we go, this one. This one. You'll be all right? Okay. Good. What's that? What is that one, Jason? You can't like right click on them. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. My stomach was okay. I think the only different thing that we ate, Grace, was you ate some popcorn last night. I didn't eat any popcorn. Is the popcorn maybe doing it? Oh no, you were very sweaty. It was a cold night, so you might not be feeling the best. Take it easy. Driving trucks will do that to you. Feel a little bit weird. Yeah. Is the heart rate's changing? Heart rate's working. Heart rate's all over the shop. Hey, what's going on? Just wait. Let me. That's a bit crazy. Just wait. Let's go. Let's flick and change this around. Change this thing around. I'm getting excited about trucking. You had a fun idea for a truck stream? You just wait. You have to do your makeup while trucking. Oh God, you're gonna be like elbow on the steering wheel, or knee on the steering wheel to try and hold it. Oh, Grace. What's going on with my heart rate? Hey, what's happening? It's actually this thing that's going nuts, isn't it? And you rock the chair while you're doing it. Yeah, don't actually do that. 87, 80, no, that's a bit. It's very responsive now, isn't it? It might be right. It's just gone from 60 to... I don't know what that is doing. If I just stand really still. There. Yeah, let's sync it up. Let's sync it up and go over here. Yeah, you need a disclaimer. Don't actually do makeup while driving. Borrow the springy chairs. Now you need that one with the guy that we watch on TikTok, Grace. You've probably seen it. Mouse. Is there weird music coming from somewhere? Just wait. I'm not sure if there's any weird music coming from something. That's weird. It's there's a guy that's like set up actuators. You're jamming. There's a guy that's set up actuators, like a real high pressure hydraulic things, and he's hooked them up to like his office chair and his desk. So when you're firing an AK in whatever, in like Counter-Strike, it shakes. Yeah, CS:GO, it shakes the table, and the monitor just goes around. Need one of those for the chair. Old Grace is trucking. There's also a lady I follow. I don't follow her, but I get fed her videos. She's got remote control cars with cameras on top, but the remote control cars must have some kind of like gyro sensors in them, and she's at home in an actuator rig setup, but the vision is on this remote control car. So there's like 5 or 6 of these little remote control Jeeps like driving through grass and stuff, and it's just yeah, they're so good. The horse one in Red Dead, I haven't seen that one. Oh, nothing like getting whiplash. Yeah. Oh dear. That's this morning's weirdness. That's all good. I've got time, so it's no stress. My plan for today, we're gonna get a bit of a stream in. I've got an advanced purple. We've got a purple band workout. Look what I've done as well. I've made a fancy schmancy braid of bands over here. That's what we're using today. Because the bands and the kettlebell videos are actually some of my most popular. The numbers on the bands and the kettlebell ones are so... Grace, look, it's probably just because we're in the rookie class, the rookie category, and we were just playing against, like, Jasper, but they felt so good. I was landing all my shots and I was moving around properly. I also, I was also thinking about this, the new character, because normally when I'd be playing with Wing Lady, helicopter, Flight of the Valkyries, yeah. So normally when I'm playing Valk, I feel, yeah, that's the one. So I feel like when I was playing Valk, I was very comfortable in being left behind because I could just like, oh man, I'll just fly in the air and I'll land with you guys. But with the what's his name? Is it Ballistic? Ballistic. Is his name? I don't even know his name. The guy I played with yesterday is. Yeah, you're a sitting duck when you're flying. Absolutely. So I'm forced to not fly, and so I always get hit. So yeah, So Ballistic, I'm forced to stay close to you guys because the ult ability only works when you're close to everyone. So it's kind of like, all right, I gotta keep up. So I'm always constantly moving, which is fun, right? So good. Wish they separated the keybinds, but yeah. And so it's good because I'd always be close to you guys, and I found that a gold vault is so good. And so like whenever I hit the ult, having a gold vault just means you've immediately got thermal vision. You've immediately everyone's got ult, like full ammo. Let's go, bang, man! It's awesome. Love it. So much fun. And I gotta, if I remember to shoot off my overheat thing just before hitting Alt, or vice versa, go Alt, shoot the overheat, take that guy out, boom, boom, boom. Oh. And also, how good is Gerald as crypto, Grace? How good is it? Like I'd be looting with him, you'd be there, and then he'd just be like this. And then he'd go send his drone. So like, that was constantly all I'd see. It's like, I'd be looting, and then Gerald would go. he just ducks in a corner and throws his drone out. Like, yeah, nice. Sentinel and Rampage can be charged with a Selenade. Yeah, if you ult and one of those guns is in your third slot, it'll come out fully. Sentinel, probably not so much, because I feel like ulting as a sniper, not that good. That's why I had the Vault, because the Vault is like an up close. Let's go. I was actually thinking about maybe doing like a Peacekeeper or something in the ult slot, but you can punch him while he's droning to hear his reaction when he comes out of it. Is the Rampage on the floor though? Is Rampage? I didn't see any Rampages. Yeah, Mouse. Were you there? You weren't there yesterday, Mouse. I was kill leader twice, and one of them I let out 150 rounds of Chargy-Wargy. Oh, it's craftable. Okay. I want to play some Apex now. I want to play some Apex. You know what I want to do? Oh man, I want to play some trucking and I want to play some Apex. I was going to ask this to you guys. I wanted to do my Elgato video today, Grace, to be fair. I could probably do it on Friday. I was gonna say, because, no, I've got clients today, Grace, so now I've got working. I'm working. So I was, it's Tuesday. Multiplayer trucking could be fun, but I didn't enjoy the challenge runs. So I was gonna ask this, chat. I was gonna ask this. The route that I set up for Grace was so much fun. That was really good. And I think we had like a really good truck for it. The Scout, it wasn't too OP. It was actually quite challenging. And it meant that, much like your Souls games, right? When you're playing your Souls games, it's challenging. And so when you actually finally got to the top, it was like, woo, yeah, it was really, really cool. So, yeah, exactly. So I wanna spend a bit of time unlocking some more stuff. So to do that, I just need to play more of it, right? So, if I had like an afternoon free, who'd be down for me sitting in here, bit of a green screen behind me, comfy little truck stream, just to unlock some stuff. We'll do some lumber hauling, yeah. If you're doing it together, you'll need to get it too. Yeah. We'll see how we go. We'll see how. MC, hey, go mate. We're on YouTube now. So, we're not now. We're on YouTube on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're on the YouTubes. A couple of reasons for that. If I do the maths on what's happening now, it's 11, 10, 2. So if I do the maths, I've already had more watch hours now than I've had with all of my shorts combined. Just me chatting. Yeah, YouTube Tuesday. Oh, because Twitch is ghost town. No. So I'm mixing it up a little bit. The reason that I'm doing it isn't because of anything against Twitch. Twitch is still great because obviously with Twitch we've still got all of our cool emotes. What I'm doing though, I'd like to hit a couple of stages with my YouTube channel. There are membership emotes, aren't there? So if we can hit memberships, that's what I'd like to do, which is it's the first step towards full monetization. Not that I'm gonna make it a goal to make a lot of money with YouTubes, but just to have that there. It's there. It's a goal. It's what I'm working towards. So this is what this is for. I haven't heard that name in years. Yeah. You're starting a new job in 2 weeks. Oh, cool. do a new job, Mouse. Yeah. Yeah. We're going well, MC. Grace wants to start a bit more running again. This morning's a bit off, so not. But what we'll do, we'll have probably Grace in the background doing a bit of a jog, and I'll get a bit more running in as well. I'd like to do a bit more running. I've got to do the maths. Oh, speaking of running, don't know if Liam's here today, but if you've seen in the Discord, in the FFP Discord, he pinged me this morning. He was so happy with himself. He was so proud of himself. First ever 5K non-stop today he did. And it was about 40 minutes too, so it was great pace. Good pace for a first ever. Oh, nice. Another running program. So you're doing another half in October. Yeah. How fast? Are you going for a pace goal, Hamburglar? And whereabouts is it? Is it close to home for you, that one? Poggies. I keep thinking that Grace's staff with that green wrench. So let's get prepped. If you want to follow along with me at home today, the band workout that I'm doing, it's an advanced one. No goal yet. Melbourne half. Yeah, it's blue for you, is it? Oh. Why is that green? What's going on there? Have I got that thing installed where it makes it look more like Twitch? Did I install that? I forget if I installed that or not. Extensions. What's it called? Truffle. Yeah, that might be it. I think it's the truffle that's making it do that. It's green for you? Yeah, okay. Yep. Okay, so I've got truffle on here, which makes it look like a Twitch thing. So that's why I'm thinking you look like staff, because it's the green wrench. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this. This way. Oh, you can kind of see it. That, look there, just there. There, the green wrench, it's a green wrench there. So that, yeah, okay. You're trying to wake up and find the motivation to do a small run to ease yourself back in after COVID? Yeah, that's fair. Ren, you are staff. Yeah, Ren, and when it's a small run, right? You remember what I had you all doing? You remember what I had you all doing in that proggy, the program? You got up and you did like a 30 second jog, and then you'd walk for a minute. And then you go 30-second jog again. Boop, 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 boop. I heard of a guy that actually did he did like a full marathon in his backyard, which, like, props to him. That's cool, but I could not think of anything worse. I did a half marathon at the Snake Pit. Now the Snake Pit is, it's pretty brutal. It's sand, it's like sand dunes, but it's 440 meters long. And so for me to do a half marathon of that, it was something like, oh man, I can't even remember the maths. It was like 55 laps, I think I did. It was close to 55, 56 laps or something silly like that. I could not even think of doing laps of your backyard. Yeah, I got up at 3 a.m. Grace, and the most fun thing, and you know how we all find things that keep you motivated. The most motivating thing for me was I got there and I started running with the headlamp on because it was completely dark, and I'd do some laps, right? And then this was a Sunday morning, and you'd have a lot of footy players rock up. You have a lot of like young buff testosterone boys rock up, and they'd like sprint past you, and you'd be like, and then there's like, you see, sprint past you. And you could tell that they were using that drive of just overtaking someone. But then they'd be there for about 30 minutes, and then you'd see them sit down and they'd be puffed after that. And I'd just like jog past them, just keep going. So I was doing the whole, the steam engine, I think I can. The turtle versus the hare. And so they'd do their sprint, and then they'd be there drinking their Powerades or their Primes, the F-boy drinks. and then no, Prime wasn't around then. I'm just making a thing. And then you'd keep on going. And at that point, that's when the attitude changes, right? So they're like, "Whoa, mate, how long have you been running for?" Look at my watch. I've done 12 kilometers, and they're like, "Whoa." So that's what would drive me, would be the ego of just like, okay, I'm still here. I started when I was going when you started, and I'm still here when you leave. It was. I would never do it again. Never, ever do it again. It was silly. I was like one of those things, like, Grace, you saw me do enduro, and you look at that and you go, nah, I'd never do that. So I did the 21K on sand, in the sand dunes. Never again. Just want to say that I've done it. So yeah, dropping a 5K before. Yeah, that's it. The Gen Z hair. Find it kind of bussin'. Find it kind of cap. It's silly. I wish I could. I think I had a video of the snake pit. Now there are people I train with. One of my Saturday morning clients, Grace, has never been to the snake pit before. So YouTube. Let's have a look at this snake pit. Adelaide. We'll see if we can find running the snake pit logs. Yeah. I think this is the one. I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean. Have you seen this before, Mouse? Do you know what the snake pit is? I've shown it a few times on streams, but I don't think people. I mean, I think you guys are a bit newer. Who is this? Oh yeah. That's a pretty good view of it. Yeah, here we go. So, I don't know who this guy is, but I'm going to mute it. A or W? Negative. Just wait. He's looked up the hex code. It's green without truffle. It might be a screen color thing because it's bluey green. But oh no, okay, it's one of those things, is it? Oh, good. Yeah, sweet. Hamburglar. I see her checking in all the time. So I've got a thing here. I wanna just real quick. You can probably see this, just the blue and the green debate. I've got two screens here, and I don't know why. Can you see this? Okay, where my finger is, this is the one that I have over on this screen. I just moved it from this monitor because I thought maybe it was the monitor. So that's green. That's green. And on this one, Grace is blue with a blue wrench. So that's definitely blue, and that's definitely green. Blue, green, blue, green. So I'm doing something really weird here. I've got two different windows with two different, oh, you try not to dox. W. So this might be truffle. Yeah, I think that's truffle, whereas this is the actual admin page. It's very clearly blue, yeah. I had no doubt. Gotcha. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is the truffle. It's W, Grace, is the one that has never been to the snake pit. And here it is though. Yeah. So this is what the snake pit looks like. So you see it's just a path of sand. But you can't see, this is quite an incline. And what happens, you run around to the left, and it's like a snake. It's a windy snake. So it's very soft sand as well. I'm not sure who this is, but yeah, the motion's pretty bad. I could probably find a better video at some point. But you get the idea, right? It's sand. It's soft sand, and it's York. Blair Witch Beach Edition. Yeah. I think I had a video. Did I have a video at some point? But it's super popular with footy clubs, and with it's next to the snake pit itself is next to the whatchamacallit, The police academy. Yeah. So that one insane climb halfway through. Yeah, it's great resistance training. So just imagine, right? Most people will like run one lap and then sit down for about 5 minutes and be like, yep, that was rough. That was rough. So it is a bit, it's a little bit like this guy. It's a bit like this. Whereas when you sit on this, you're kind of tempted just to go as hard as you can, but then you fizzle out in about 30 seconds. And then you sit down and go, wow, that was good, let's do it again. And then you go hard and then you fizzle out. The snake pit, it's very, very easy to fizzle out. Very, very easy. Because like all it takes is for you to run and then you hit that hill and you want to jog up the hill and then you're done. It's finished, right? But you can do it. And I suppose that's the point that I wanted to make. Was the sugar cookies. Yeah, so the point I wanted to make by doing the half marathon is that if you can pace it back and you can find that happy pace and you can fight for that green zone, it's the challenge of hitting that green zone while still going up an incline, jogging in sand. So that was the point. It took a long time. It was about a 3.5, 4 hour half marathon, which is slow when you compare it to a flat pavement marathon. But it's, yeah. And so that's a fun thing I used to do there as well, because it's actually across the road from the beach. So, sugar cookies. Get cracking, Nath. Yeah. The sugar cookies, you've seen them before? Do you know what a sugar cookie is? It's a biscuit, it's a cookie that's covered in powdered sugar, right? The whole idea of a sugar cookie workout is it's a Navy SEALs thing. So yeah, so Mouse, a Navy SEALs thing, what they do is they get you to jump into the water and you do a whole bunch of stuff. I think I might have some of these. Let me find some of these. Is there a spot on the Facebook where you can just look for the videos that you've uploaded? Yeah, here we go, videos. Your videos. Yeah, nice. I reckon I've got a sugar cookie one here. Is this sugar cookie? Yeah. Just turn the sound down. There we go. Oh, such poor quality. It's all I got. Sorry, it's gonna be awful quality. But we'll put this here. We did a stream there once. We did. The quality's low, but the motion's okay. Here. Yeah, I reckon there are clips of us, but look at this. Just you'll get the idea. So I had everyone do burpees in the ocean. So I was just like, everyone do burpees, go. In the water, ocean, burpees. And then from there, I made everyone crawl up to the beach in the seaweed. And then I look at the seaweed. So I did it as well. I'm not gonna be like, hey, do this thing and I'll laugh at you. So there we go. Look at this, in the seaweed. So this is the sugar cookie portion, right? The sugar cookie portion is, okay, now you're all wet. I'm gonna make you run around and I'm gonna make you roll in the seaweed and roll in the sand. So now you're coated. You're coated in grains like sugar. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill up our own sandbags. So I went to Bunnings and I bought all these sandbags, right? Now you fill them up. Fill all these things up. And then you're gonna use these as your, so this is the middle of the snake pit. The snake pit runs around this grassed area. So everyone did like walking lunges all the way from the beach to the snake pit. And then I made everyone do a whole lap of the snake pit crawling. So it was 400 meters of just crawling through the sand while you're wet and sandy and yeah, it was good. This is a fun workout. Look at them go, crawl guys, harder, crawl more, come on. What was I doing there? I can't remember what I was doing. Was that kick sits? Looks like I'm humping the ground. I'm not sure why. Oh yeah, then more stuff. No actual snakes for VC. There have been snakes there. There have been lots and lots of snakes. Not in these bits. Oh, and then we did laps with the sandbags. There we go, sandbag laps. So this is all part of the same workout, by the way. This is all, there we go. And then farmer's holds, or just like carry, hold. And then we went back into the ocean. And then we did like, so this stuff's really cool. You know, like tunnel ball and you know all those things you do with at sports day, right? Think about doing them, but it's by the way, it was pretty, I'd say it's about, it's about like 12 to 15 degrees Celsius out. It's very cold, very cold. You get bell from the ring when they clock out? Nah, no bell. I didn't give them the option. So we did all those games in the surf. So you do them with your feet to the surf, so you can't actually see what's going on. Oh, this was a good one. That's Mad Monkey. That's Mad Monkey. So they had to keep doing this. I remember this. What I made them do. Oh man, I'm an asshole. What I made them do, right? They had to keep repeating this over and over and over again. I gave them one plastic cup, and I put a bucket up here. They had to fill up the cup with water, run up, and then they had to fill the bucket. So they had to keep on going until they filled the bloody bucket. And I remember I was filming this, and I put it in the video because Mad Monkey fell over, stacked it. Look, so look, he bent down and got some water in the cup, and then he's like, "Yep, let's go. Here's my cup. Get some water." Oh, oh, what a time! What a time! Yeah, get dunked, get dunked. And see, at this point, it was really cool because there's the tunnel ball, or not tunnel. What do you call it? It's a bit like tunnel ball, but you got to crawl under. So I look unrecognizable. I'm quite skinny, aren't I? I'm super skinny. Look at this guy. Let me move my face. I have no body fat at this point. So I made them all crawl under each other in the surf. So you had to do it quick, otherwise you'd get dunked. You'd run out of breath. There you go. Look. Go. And there's the bucket. Fill that thing up, mate. Come on. So they just had to keep doing it, like just keep going until they fill the bloody bucket up. Oh yeah, now this one. So this was. Have you ever done Rin? It was like, nah, get nicked. So this one was flutter kicks. Flutter kicks in the surf with your back to the surf. So you had to try and control your breathing to the point where if a wave hit you, you could close your mouth quick enough, and you wouldn't suck in water, right? And look, this is not a nice beach. It's full of bloody seaweed and yuck. So there you go, flutter kicks. What a workout! This was so good. And then look, just the feeling of actually elation. Look at that, high fives all around. You bloody did it. You bloody did a Jeff workout. Nice work. Yeah, it definitely goes up your nose, HG. It definitely did. I think one of the I called them the sugar cookie workouts, and I was very much of the like, you know what? And look, this was the whoa, stop. There's some water. Don't get me wrong. That was a group of blokes on that one. That was just how that Friday morning panned out. because that was a Friday morning before work. We'd do that all before work, and then we'd go and funnily enough, the office shower that we had, because a lot of them were from my office. You'd know because on Friday afternoon, if you had a look in the shower, there'd be like bits of seaweed just in the shower there. It's like, it's a Friday. Okay, yeah. So, you know, that was a bunch of blokes. I did have on Sunday mornings a group of women that would come out and train with me. They were hardcore, super hardcore. I never advertised them as a men's or a women's day or anything like that. Like it just panned out that way. So there was a Sunday morning women's group, and then the Fridays was the guys from the office that would come out with me. The shower would get grubby on a Friday. So those were some of the workouts I used to do. And actually that was before I was a fully qualified PT. Those were the kind of workouts that I'd do that drove me to become a PT. That was before I was a PT. That was before, I think that was actually before I met you, Grace, that video just there. So a lot of it was, hey, Jeff, you're pretty hardcore. You wanna take us for a workout? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Come. So come do what I would do on a Friday morning. And so we just did it. Yeah, that's exactly it. The group dynamic, awesome vibes. Yeah, yep. So, yeah, team sport kind of thing. It's the shared trauma, and it's when you it is. So HG, the women's group was especially fantastic because I felt like I was. To be honest, I felt like the women's group would push a lot harder than the trauma. So this is good trauma. I feel like it's a discussion about stress, isn't it? There are bad stresses and there are good stresses. And I feel like this kind of trauma is a good trauma because it's in a controlled environment that you can get through, and you can use it as a reference point for the type of trauma that you can overcome. Bodybuilding trauma, yeah. So there's definitely the bad trauma, the good traumas. I think this one's one of those good traumas, where it's exactly like where you have exactly. Yeah, Rin, look, I promise you, if we were to do one of those workouts, you'd come out of it stronger. And you come out of it feeling like an absolute superhero at the end of it. You do. Like you're out there in 10-degree water, fully clothed, covered in sand and seaweed, and you've done like. Hello? Okay, cool. Just a little blip. Yeah, cool. OBS just came up saying OBS is disconnected, reconnecting. I guess it's reconnected. Yeah, cool. Okay, just a little blip. Yeah, I guarantee you'll come out of it feeling like a superhero. That's what I was saying there. Yeah, Grace, if you're doing eggs, yeah, I'll eat the other half of the muffin, if that's what you're thinking. Yes, please. Thank you. I did see that come through, the eggy, yeah. But you're 100% correct. I feel like the group of women was really, you know what was, it was funny. I felt really awkward at the end of it. But I'm awful with names. I'm so bad with names. And I try and repeat people's names when I first meet them because that's just a little mnemonic trick. So if someone comes up and says, "Hey, my name's Adam." I'm like, "Oh, Adam, good to meet you, Adam. Adam, what do you do for a job, Adam?" And I'll say it like 3 or 4 times in the first sentence. So I'll look at the face and try and. I think I have a slight facial unrecognition disorder. I forget what that's called, but yeah, I'm not good with names, faces, and stuff. But I suppose when I spend enough time with people, I'll put it all together. So with the women's group, there was the face blindness thing. There was the, I'm trying to remember what the names were, but there was a whole bunch, and I went around the group. It was about 12 women. It was a big group. It was a massive group. And there was I was going around like, I knew two of them from the office, but then there was a couple of others, I'd never met them before, and they were all friends and stuff. So I was like, okay, yeah, how you going, blah, 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 blah. And then like, as we were doing the sugar cookie stuff, like I'd be like, yeah, you're going really well. Yeah, nice. Lauren, awesome. Jane, really cool. And just going with it. And right at the end, they're like, oh, Jeff, that was a fantastic session, thanks, but my name's Laura. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? And they're like, man, you were so pumped about egging us on, and so pumped about like getting us hyped. We really just didn't want to bring you down by correcting you with the names. So like, you were calling us the wrong names for the whole session, but it was really cool. Thanks, Jeff. I'm like, oh. Like, oh no. Like, shit. And so like, I felt really embarrassed after that. I was like, So that was fun. All right. Look, I've streamed for a bit. Let's do this workout. What's the Ron Swanson technique? Intentionally mispronouncing names? So no one gets too comfortable. Jason. Roger that, Jason. Okay, it's a 30-minute one. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick because I finished my drink and my drink. What do you mean not on Twitch anymore? Yeah. The Wise Ninja. Just because I'm streaming on YouTube doesn't mean that I don't stream on Twitch either. It's funny how people think, isn't it? My egg will be ready in about 5. Should I eat the egg first and then do the workout? That's probably a good thing. Yeah. So the Wise Ninja, egg. Hey, Funky Smell, how you going? Egg first, done. All right, we'll do egg first. Wise Ninja, I stream on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I stream on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays. How you going? Yeah. Egg during. Yeah, two things can be true at once. It's funny that. Like, do you stream on here now? Yeah, and I stream on there, and I stream. Yeah. So how you going, Wise Ninja? Eggdurance. What's your name on YouTube, Wise Ninja? Yeah, I'd be happy to say hello to you on both platforms at any given point in time. If you want to do the workout with me, by the way, did I say Twitch? It's Wise Ninja on YouTube. What is it on Twitch? That's what I mean. See, Grace fixes me all the time. What is it on Twitch? Wise Ninja. What's your name on Twitch? Get your bands. Now for today's workout, you're gonna need probably 2 bands of each. I'll explain this a bit more when I get into the recording section as well. You're gonna want 2 of each band, and what I've done, I've set up a braid of bands here, all attached to an anchor point. Drunk Rambo on Twitch. That's such a dichotomy. That's like 2 sides of the of all sorts of scales I can think of, right? Like Rambo and Ninja are the complete opposites. Drunk and Wise are like the complete opposites. You're either crazy or like a genius, aren't you? You're either genius level or just insane. Hey Jero, how you going? Bridgefoot, how's things? Oh man, yeah. Jero, I'm still coming down after those games, the Apex games. I wasn't going to say anything, Grace. I was going to leave it open for interpretation there. I was going to be like, extrapolate from incomplete data. You're going to be one of these 2, but one of them's probably not right. Yeah, it was great fun. It was cool. Watch me never do it again, Jero. Yeah. Oh, that was so much fun. It was good. It was good. It's a great day yesterday. Maybe you just change your name to which one? To Good Good? Good Good. Or to Bridgefoot. Yeah, you could do that. How's the stream looking today, by the way? We're back at that nice, crispy, high bitrate YouTubes. I think it looks pretty good. So even on the, what is that one, 360? Yeah, on 360p it looks great. That's awesome. Yeah. Looks good. Thanks, Ninja. Thanks, Wise Ninja. Wise. Looks good at 144p. Yeah. Great. There are some ways to force it to give you VP9. Really? I like thinking about ways of doing cool things, but then I realize if I try and push too much, I break stuff. so I like riding that edge of doing cool things, but also being stable too, I think. I will do more unstable things on this stream, and then if it proves to be good, I'll roll it out on Grace's stream. But we've made some breakthroughs with Grace's PC as well. It was actually very, very similar fixes to what I had to do on this one. Oh, I found it again. Yeah, very similar things that I'd do on Grace's. So it was a lot of temperature stuff. A lot of the newer tech is very, very, very sensitive. Very, very, very sensitive to temperature. So you gotta make sure that you take it off of the default cooling settings. You gotta bump it up a touch. Especially with the way that Grace plays her games. It's just so yeah, it's really good. Really good. I'm gonna eat egg. We're gonna talk about nutrition. Now I know we have some vegans in chat. So apologies to the vegans, but I suppose the egg when it comes to nutrition, the egg it's kind of unmatched. It is unmatched in terms of the nutrients that it can give you. You can definitely find vegan alternatives. It just takes a little bit of mucking around to get them all, right? So it's also sensible to shut down than overheat and fry. You're right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, look, Rin, I know you're not one of those. You're not one of those ones that'll get angry at me and throw a loafer at me. I've known some vegans like that, Rin. I've known some vegans that would get like super thingy when you even mention stuff. I used to be really close friends with so this is one of those stories. Another story. Jeff's just full of stories. The Crease, Tom Crease, is the bass player from Frenzal Rhomb. He's also the son of the late great newscaster Kevin Crease. So yeah, bass player of Frenzal Rhomb, son of a news reporter. So he was kind of famous. So whenever Frenzal would tour Adelaide, because they're all vegan, the band, we'd go. So I was mates with the girlfriend of Tom. Yeah, and look, you have to kind of understand what veganism is, Ninja. So veganism is different to vegetarianism. So veganism don't consume animal products, or they don't consume products that So Ninja, are you starting an argument? Yeah, look, I'm gonna put a cork in it right now, because if you're trying, Ninja, if you're trying to actually now convince every single vegan that what they're doing isn't true to what they actually say, so yeah. So veganism doesn't use anything that takes advantage of animals as well. So you could say that yeah. So I think the problem here is that you just haven't been taught the proper definition of veganism, Wise Ninja. So yeah, vegans won't have cheese, for instance. So eggs and cheese, dairy products, anything that comes from an animal, right? So that's the definition of veganism. So hopefully you can take that knowledge into your day-to-day life, and yep. Sweet. All right, we've educated. We've done some educating today. That's what I like to do. If I can educate one person in a day, feel better, feel good. One at a time. This is one at a time, guys. One at a time. So yeah, I used to have dinner with that. I used to, so I'd have vegan meals. And I won't say who, but one of the friends was a militant vegan. Not like you, Rin. Like, if I know that hanging out with you's fun. Yeah, good, cool. So I suppose the one mistake that you made, the Wise Ninja, the one mistake that you made was that you kind of leaned into something that you didn't know much about. And so, look, if we're talking about, I suppose, social aptitude here, the way to approach that would have been, if you don't know much about veganism, you made one quote here that said, "Why aren't eggs vegan?" And from there, what's happened is that most people assume that everyone knows what veganism is. So at that point, it's kind of like, it's like butting heads. And what you have to do, you have to basically make sure that you put out there that you don't know what it is you're talking about. And that's okay. That's fine to not know what you're talking about. And more like pose it as a question. Hey, can someone let me know what veganism is and why eggs don't fall into that category? So you see how if you'd have put that sentence in there, if you'd have followed your namesake and been a bit more wise and said something like, "Hey, I'm not sure what veganism is. Can someone let me know why eggs aren't vegan and what other things may not be in that as well?" Then you probably would have had less people getting aggro at you and more people maybe educating you. And I find that's a good way to lead life. Less aggro, more educate. Yeah. Militant vegan. You were thinking that if you owned a pet chicken and it laid eggs, yeah, and that's it. You leaned into it. You leaned into it too. You think if you owned a chicken and it laid eggs, and then that's right. There are plenty of reasons to be vegan. So animal welfare, health, and so that's the thing here, Wise Ninja. Just going by some of Rin's, I suppose, defining factors of veganism there. Animal welfare. So if you owned a pet chicken, there'd be a question of maybe the welfare there. And that's not to say you wouldn't take good care of it. It might be the best looked after chicken in the world. But the question would also remain, would it not be better sort of in the wild, doing its thing there like that? So we don't know. Eco, animal, and health standpoint. Yeah. It's just, I just don't eat meat thing. Yeah. Not that. The reason I'm stuttering over my words is that there is one point therein, I suppose, the health standpoint, which I think people will argue about. And I'm not here to have an argument. You know me. I think there are perfectly easy ways, or there are perfectly valid ways to be healthy, vegan or not. I think vegan or not is perfectly reasonable. Some of the other types of diets, though, that I hear about. So things like Atkins or low carb diets, the ones that are not ethically driven. The ones that aren't ethically driven and the ones that are more just about cutting out certain things because they've heard someone say that something's bad for you. That kind of knowledge is changing all the time. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's changing all the time. Just like that whole fat-free thing, right? You guys remember that? Those, like, I reckon you'd remember, Rin. Like in the 90s, there was the whole fat-free fad. It started in the 80s, crept into the 90s, and I think that was still around in the 2000s thing. You don't see it anymore because guess what? People have learned that fat-free isn't. Yeah, exactly, Rin. Exactly. So you know, you're smart. You're a smart girl. I know. You know what's up. It's like saying, Oreos are vegan, so it's healthy, isn't it? Nah. I used to live above a vegan bakery, and my goodness, it's delicious stuff. But yeah, there's no way that was going to be part of a complete diet. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a bit of a chewy discussion here. So veganism can be driven by many different factors, and I think you've done a good job of outlaying them all there, Rin. The animal welfare is a big one. They're not often looked after very well. You don't know how they're looked after. I mean, gosh, you ask a lot of American kids where the food in the supermarkets come from. Like, it was an American survey done recently, wasn't it? Where kids just had no idea what supplied foods to supermarkets. And so it's one of those discussions of what people don't know doesn't hurt them kind of thing. But you hear lots and lots of stories about how a lot of people will get shown butchery and get shown the process of that sort of stuff, and then from there make an ethical decision, or not an ethical, but a moral decision. Yeah. Even Aussie kids don't know. You're doing a big piece on that one, and Kiwi kids in general. Yeah, the reason I said American kids was that was the one. That was the study that I read recently, or I'd heard of recently. Was an American-based one. But yeah, mouse, no doubt. It was just kids in general. Chocolate milk comes from brown cows. So you'll often make a decision for yourself when you learn a lot about these things. The economic one is an interesting one as well. When you look at so look, you know me, I'm going to play devil's avocado for a bit. I think it's good to have like, I suppose, things raised from both sides of the discussion. Ooh, thanks. Thank you. Oh, that's a good one. An agri-education thing for kids. Yeah. So part of the agricultural discussion is when you're raising animals that are going to be slaughtered for meat, it takes a hell of a lot of grass, and it takes a hell of a lot of grains and whatnot, and like plant matter to actually grow an animal. So plant matter and water. Lots and lots of resources are required for that. You need a hell of a lot of land to grow the plant grow the plant matter, which then the animals eat and grow. So there's a lot of agricultural stuff that goes into growing animals to eat, right? So that's one side of it, but the other side of it, and this isn't really. It could be a decision just based on geographic location, but when you look at, I know this is one of the carnivores arguments, and so again, I'm not taking sides. I'm just pointing out the arguments that people have here on the internet. One of the carnivore arguments is that almond milk uses a hell of a lot more water than the dairy industry uses. So I don't know. It could be statistical massage, and it also could be the fact that when you look into this, they're growing a lot of almonds in geographic locations that shouldn't support it, and so they're actually using a lot of less. They're using more water than they should. But you're right, Gold. There's infinitely less cows being harmed with that. So yeah, oats uses a lot too. Yep. But yeah, look, we're having a sensible discussion here about both sides of things. So I think that's important, and I think it's important to not persecute either way. Unless something is really, really horrid. Yeah. the amount of water required, the amount of food to then feed them, then the damage the farms make to the soil environment. Yeah, because and this is definitely an American thing. If you look at the quality of the crops that have come out of the soil now versus 100, 150 years ago, the nutritional value is very, very low because all of the soil's just been, the nutrition's been taken out of it, stolen. And so all the stuff that grows now is either GMO'd to have less nutrition, so it doesn't need as much stuff from the soil. So yeah, that's cool. So Mouse, are you? I don't think I've ever asked you. Are you in the agriculture industry? Yeah. I don't think that's the problem with that, Wise Ninja, is that sensible is going to be defined differently for different people. What is Rabobank? Sounds like Robocop. Robocops. Rabobank. Rural and agricultural banking. Cool. Oh man. Have you met Fiticus? Fiticus is a farm accountant. It was a Dutch bank originally. Yeah, Fiticus does agricultural and rural accounting. Man, you guys get along so well. It's all the money and numbers. Lots of vaccines contain egg products, and the rules and regulations in Oz around the treatment of chooks that lay the eggs we eat versus the ones we lay the eggs for medical purpose are very, very different. I had no idea about that one, Hamburglar. Yeah, okay. Because wasn't there a bit of a kerfuffle as well? Wasn't there a bit of a kerfuffle and an uproar about the definition of free range? Isn't that a thing too? And I understand that a lot of, Rin, yeah, it's a challenge with kids, isn't it? So the plastic stuff, yeah. So Rin, you'd probably know all about this too. So like, and this is one of the reasons why people go vegan is because even if you were about to, even if you were saying, hey, I only buy free range eggs because that's, that's cool, they're looked after there. I think the term free range, this is a thing in South Australia. It used to be the catchphrase of the South Australian police. It would be leading the way to a safer community. But if you read closely, safer community was actually capitalized. Leading the way, so it was all fine until you got to capital S, safer, capital C community. And so the thing with that was that they could actually, because they were capitalized words, they were proper nouns, and you could actually redefine what safer community meant. So it's a bit like that, isn't it? Free range. Yeah. So that's a big thing, isn't it? All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, finish my egg. I think you guys will enjoy this. I keep doing this with the bands, just to remind you that this is what today is, band workout. Yeah, I didn't know what it was, so I wasn't gonna quote it, but in some countries, free range means that all you have is this. One of these per chicken, one of these squares per chicken, and that's free range. And I think one of them was one of them is that they have at least 2 hours of outdoor time, like a prison inmate. And they get let outside for 2 hours, but then for the rest of the 22 hours of the day, they have the cage that they're in. And so then it's free range. Yeah, so it's very iffy, a lot of those things. So I suppose the more you know, that's the lesson for today, is the more you know about something. All right, stick around. I'll be back.
Let's go liquid.
All right. Workouts. Let's do this thing. I'm gonna, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movements. You know how it rolls. I'm gonna hit record. Please feel free to chat amongst yourselves. I think it's a good, healthy exercise to have non-violent discussions about things, right? Forces you to see someone else's perspective. And sometimes we learn things, right? Oh, I've got to change my, Grace reminded me, I've got to change my YouTube icon as well. I got a new photo to put up on that, but it's still that icon there. Yeah, Grace, we'll see you in a bit. Yeah, look, we'll see how things go. If I can get the work done that I want to get done, I kind of know exactly what I'm doing with the stuff this afternoon. Excuse me, burping. Look, if Apex is on. Yeah, Rin, you got this, mate. You got this. So just think in your mind, right? Exactly what we said before. 30-second jog, walk for a minute. 30-second jog, walk for a minute. If you want to map out something which you know is like 2 or 3K, nothing crazy big, do your thing. You might feel a bit rough for the first bit, but it'll get better. Yeah, it'll get so much better. Rin, we're gonna run. We're gonna get you back to some big numbers. Oh, get it, Rin. No, you, Rin. You haven't disappointed me yet. You will not disappoint me. You are not a disappointment. Rin, mate. Yeah. No, you got this. Make it a sticky note. What's the sticky note? Must not disappoint Jeff. Yeah. Yeah, look, Mouse. When the monies are good. Oh, shut up. Shut up, Rin. Yeah, look, when the money's good, Mouse, we'll look at that. Even like 2 things: if the money's good, or if there's some sort of a work deal that we can work around. You know what? Before I record, I'm going to test the noises. That beeped. Just give me a sec. I want to make sure that this actually makes a beep. You know how I am. Sometimes it doesn't work, then I got to try and fix it on the fly. Ready. Beeped. It's good. Sweet. Okay, let's restart. Cool. Spanish squats, by the way. Yeah. Your chat and video is so behind. It might, yeah, that's one thing I liked about my Twitch setup, right, is because I'd have the little FFZ thing, show me how behind I am. YouTube's probably a little bit, yeah. Change icon sticky note. That makes more sense. Yeah, let's do it. I'll do an orange one. Actually, I'll replace the do push-ups one. Take that off. Yeah, I'll replace them because they're done. Change YouTube icon. Sticky note. Nice. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, find us a deal, Mouse. Maybe like is it Armageddon or something? Let's do one of those. Yeah, the Spanish squats. You've not seen them before? They're fun. They're really cool. Okay, keeping this on. I hear this song a lot. Not that I don't like it. I think it must have like a higher probability on the list of, because I've got 20 hours worth of music on this list here, and I swear I hear it once a stream. Meeting time. Done. You have a good one. Go on, B-Foot. All right, I'm gonna start the recording. I'm gonna grab these bands. Hey team, welcome in, and today's workout is an advanced level purple band workout. So this one, hopefully you've done the other band workouts. And the other thing to note, this one isn't 100% equipment free. For this workout, what you need to have is some kind of an attachment point for your bands. So whether or not that's a rig like this, another good way to attach your bands is on like a flagpole. If you're outdoors and you've got your bands with you outdoors, look for things that are attached to the ground or are super heavy. They're heavy enough that even if you attach these bands to it and you pull, they're not going anywhere, okay? So my rig has all of my weights on it, that's not moving anywhere. One of the really good options for this, sometimes when you buy bands, or especially the bands that have the handles on them, you buy them from somewhere like Amazon or a reputable, hopefully, probably better, a reputable sports store. You can sometimes get door attachments, and how they work is they're normally a large mass. So like a big ring or a big lump within a sort of a cloth package that you slide over the top of a door frame. So if you can imagine you slide over the top of a door, there's usually a fabric strap that comes underneath it, on the other end of it, sorry. Close the door onto it. So now you've got this large object on one side, the fabric's going under the door frame and it's really securely attached. From there's normally a hook on the other end. So you can hook these bands through. So that's the first thing you're gonna need. You need an attachment point for your bands. And trust me, this is an upgrade to all of your band workouts, because now that you've got an attachment point, we can do a hell of a lot of pulling and pushing from it, using the bands as a resistance. So if you haven't done the other band workouts, I would encourage you to go check out the green ones and the blue ones there. If you want to just skip straight to this, you've got your bands hooked up, you've got multiple levels of bands hooked up, just hit that link below. There's in the description, you got a chapter marker for the workout. Otherwise, stick around with me now. I'm gonna explain these movements because some of them have some cool names, like the Spanish squat here. So the first movement, Spanish squat. What you're gonna wanna do is take your heaviest band. So take your heaviest, thickest, strongest band. That's the green one that I have here. And what I'm gonna do, facing the attachment point, all of these you can see are at about hip height, about waist height there. I'm gonna step into the band with both legs. I'm gonna have the band behind my knees, like such. I'm gonna step back until I've got a good amount of tension. Now, the amount of tension that you have on this is gonna be the amount that allows you to perform a squat where you sit down into it and then up. So you're gonna sit down. You see how this band is pulling my knees forward? What I'm trying to do is have 90 degrees between my feet and my shins. So I'm not doing a squat where my knees go forward. I'm actually doing a squat where I sit back and then stand up. Back and stand up. So this type of squat here, this Spanish squat, is actually really, really good for rehabilitation. It's by no means a replacement for a regular squat. A regular squat, as you know, your knees are gonna go forward, potentially over the front of your toes there, and you're working to balance yourself on those feet. With this one, you're leaning back into it, you're putting a hell of a lot more on the quads, but what you're doing is you're actually removing some of the pressure on your knee, okay? So people that have what they call patellofemoral joint pain may find some benefit in doing the Spanish squats there. So after Spanish squats, we're then gonna go the kneeling horizontal chops. For this one, we're gonna start off small. So always start off with the smaller ones. You've got 3 rounds of this workout to do, by the way. So 3 rounds. The first round, start off light. We'll get bigger into it after that. So what you're gonna do is facing 90 degrees from the direction of that band there. We're gonna kneel down with the knee that's closest to the attachment point. And we're gonna step out to the point where you've got 0 tension, or you've got just a tiny little bit of tension on the band when you're reaching towards the attachment point. We're gonna get it nice and firmly attached to the hand here. 2 hands, chop to the side, and then back. So we're rotating, we're doing like a samurai sword horizontal slash. You're twisting yourself at the torso, keeping the knee down, keeping the hips squared away, and twisting. You're gonna do one side, flip around, do the other side. Obviously for the second and third rounds, if you feel like that band tension there isn't enough, we're gonna increase it and get that core working. After that, we're gonna do thrusters. So the thruster is a movement where we are going to actually use an open band. Now, I've got my purple band here. Purple band is a good one. You could go a black band if you want, which is a little bit smaller, but a thruster is basically a front squat into overhead press. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the band up so it's at our shoulders here, shoulder height, firmly grasping the fingertips, squat down, and then up overhead. Squat down, up overhead. So this one, when you're doing a thruster with say, a set of dumbbells, it doesn't change resistance. It's always gonna be the same weight. When you're using a band, it's gonna be lighter at the bottom, but as you go up, you're gonna find a little bit more tension on the band, so doing that shoulder press is gonna be a bit more difficult. So that's the fun one with the band here for the thrusters. After thrusters, we're gonna do the side plank reverse flies. That's a mouthful, okay? Start off with the lightest band that you've got. What you're gonna do is a side plank at 90 degrees. Bit of hiccup. Whoa. I think the recording's still going, so we should be good. Still here, sweet. So we're gonna do a side plank, 90 degrees to the direction of the band. So I'm gonna start off with my right hand on the floor, left hand holding the band, facing side plank. Now from here, rotate out and down. So this is the reverse fly. The challenge here, number 1, is the side plank, and that's why today's is a purple workout, because a side plank is actually tough enough. A side plank is pretty tricky. As well as the side plank, we're gonna be pulling out using all of those back muscles, and then also fighting the resistance that's pulling us to try and topple us over. So we're gonna start upright on that side plank, and then engaging those back muscles with the band there. You see how that works? So that's the side plank reverse flies. We're gonna do one direction, then we flip over the other side, do the other arm there. After the side plank reverse flies, we've got alternating lunge raises. This is where you need the 2 bands. So start off with the light bands. So I've got the 2 bands attached at the same point, basically, at the same height, 1 band in each hand, okay? We're gonna step forward. So there's probably about 50% pull on each of these bands here. What we're gonna do is back lunge. These are alternating ones, okay? So 1 leg at a time. Back lunge. As we step up, raise. As we step up, raise. So we're doing 2 lunges. We're doing a left hand, then a right hand, but with each one, we're gonna raise those arms. So you see, you wanna try and get the, really hard to explain what's going on there. As you're stepping up, you're also pulling the arms forward. There's definitely a fight against you there. So it's not like a normal lunge. It's not like a normal step up, because what's happening is the bands are pulling you backwards. So you're gonna put a lot more work into this front leg in order to hold yourself, number 1, stable, but also moving in the right direction there. So that one's good fun, the alternating lunge raises. And then finally, we've got the kneeling reach and pull. This one's really good, I like this one. This one reminds me of archery. So a good cue for this one is to pretend that you're actually pulling back pulling back a bowstring. So you've got a bow and arrow and you're pulling back the bow. So you're gonna start off with a light band, so like a red band for me. I'm kneeling down with the foot or the side that's actually holding the band here, okay? So what we're gonna do is reach forward as far as you can, pull back, reach forward, pull back. So notice how I'm rotating my body as well. So I've got the big rotation, I'm reaching forward with this left hand, but then I'm pulling back with the right hand. We then swap over and we've got a mix between legs, anterior, posterior body with all of the bands there. So I'm gonna turn this heater off because it is quite warm in here now. Off. And we're gonna get started. So in 20 seconds time, make sure that your watch is in the correct mode if you are tracking your calories. Cardio mode, ready, go. And we're gonna start off with those Spanish squats in 20 seconds. So get that big, thick band ready. Listen for the beep. So remember, we're gonna step into the band here. So like I said, this is an interesting one because not only is it difficult because it's weird and strange, but it's also a really good, like I said, rehabilitation one. If you've got knee pain, just bring it down a touch. So you're gonna find a spot that's actually a bit more comfortable. You might find that if the band on your skin is not liking the skin, you might wanna wear pants with this one. Or I know a lot of people like to wear skins or leggings. So the trick with this one is to try and keep your torso pretty upright. You're sitting straight down. So you need a little bit more tension on that band. If you find yourself a little bit wobbly while you're sitting back into it, and try and keep that separation in the knees as well. So let me know how you go in the comments below. If you've never done this movement before, and it's the first time getting the Spanish squats in, let me know how the legs feel compared to a regular bodyweight squat. What muscles are working? Because here's a tip, you're gonna find it a lot more in these quads here. When you do a bodyweight squat, you're gonna find that your glutes are doing a little bit of work at the bottom to try and push you up. But obviously, because you're not going all the way down, you're gonna be stopping, getting those quads activated. So we're in the kneeling horizontal chops now. I'm gonna face you first. I'm gonna start off with a nice light band. Remember, it's the knee that's towards the attachment point here. I'm gonna face, lock the hand in, chop. Big rotations. Very, very important that we get big core rotation working. Straight arms as well. Like, don't bend your arms. If you're in like this, close like this, you're not doing the amount of work that I like from you. Straighten those arms because you're working on leverage. The longer this lever arm is, the more work is required at the center core here to turn it. And that's what we want to do. So hopefully what you're feeling, if you're the same as me right now, you've got your left knee on the floor, the attachment point is to your left. As you twist to the right, it's gonna be all of these muscles on the side of your right-hand side there. Good. All right, we're swapping over. 15 seconds. I'm not gonna be looking at you, but I can still hear the beeps there. My right knee on the floor. I'm gonna adjust my positioning so that I have a tiny little bit of tension as I'm reaching right, sorry, and then twisting to reach left. So fight for balance. If you find yourself unstable, get a little bit of distance, a little bit of width between your heel and your knee there on the floor. Get a nice tempo going. It helps if you breathe in when you're facing the attachment. Exhale when you reach around. Another 15 seconds there, let's go. Try and keep your body upright. Try not to let your body sway with the resistance of this band here. Good. Awesome. Next move, thrusters. Let me grab this purple one. Now, if there's one movement that never fails to get the heart rate of my clients up, it's a thruster. These are good. Now with thrusters, especially with a band, the closer that you have your feet together, the easier it's gonna be to actually press above your head there. So we're bringing this up, remember, up to our shoulder height. Squat, and then press. Let me reset my hands here. Here, squat, press. So the difficulty with this comes from the fact that you're not holding a weight in your hand. When you're doing a thruster with a weight, it's easy to use the momentum that you get from basically using your legs to drive that weight up. If you think about it, you're gonna give the weight momentum. So at the top of your squat, when you're standing up straight, it's already moving in an upward direction. But now we're using a hell of a lot more shoulder to try and push this band upwards. So you see there, hopefully reflected in my heart rate. It's bouncing up and down all over the shop this morning. After our thrusters, we've got our side plank reverse flies. I'm gonna do it first off with my left arm. So right arm's gonna be on the floor. And first off, like I said, nice light band with this one. The side plank, we are perpendicular to the direction of the attachment point, up and down. So try and keep your hips pressed forward here. You want your body to be a straight line. Don't look at your feet. As soon as you look at your feet, you're gonna put a kink in that nice neck spine alignment. And right now you wanna be squeezing your butt, pushing the hips forward. A lot of power in the hips, in the side of your core. But at the same time now, we're fighting that anti-rotation and strengthening our upper back muscles. Okay, other side. So now I'm gonna have my feet facing this direction. So I'm on my left hand or left arm. So no tension at the bottom, tension at the top. The tempo of your reps should be nice and controlled. To be honest, the slower the better with these ones. You might find that one side's a bit harder than the other. For me, it's this side. The stability required in my right-hand side. Pretty full on, pretty full on. Feel it there already. Okay, next up is the alternate lunge raises. Yellow bands. I'll upgrade to the red ones next. Here we go. Yellow bands. So this one's a really fun one, actually. You can go like a fly like that. I would prefer to do a bit of a raise myself, go like 45 degrees out to the sides. So when I step forward, till there's about 50% bend in that or 50% stretch, step back, up. So you're pulling forward as you're stepping up, okay? And then stepping back as you release that tension in the bands there. So hopefully you're gonna get a lot of burn or work in both the quads, the glute, but also up here, just these boulder shoulders. So it's a full minute of this, by the way. You don't need a lot of tension. You start to feel the burn already? I am. Awesome. Shake it out. All right, we've now got that archer pull here. Doesn't take a lot of tension, friends. I'm gonna do the black band for these archer pulls. Actually, no, red to begin with. Red, and then we'll do the black on the next one if that feels good. So I'm gonna start off with the left hand, which means it's gonna be left knee on the floor, okay? At a point where there's about 50% tension there, we're gonna reach forward as far as we can, pull back. So you see there's some rotation going on with this, but there's also that upper back, all of this upper back stuff here, which I think is super important. If we're doing the front of the shoulders and the tops of the shoulders, so in the thrusters and in those lunge raises, To balance that out, we'd like to have some of the upper back, the rear delts, the traps, the lats, all of that working. 15 seconds, swapping side. So remember, we're gonna reach forward first, twisting, so this back elbow comes back. And then, as we reach back as far as we can, almost like I said, pulling a bow. Reach forward with the other hand and drive the elbow back to the wall behind you. So it's almost like a twist and a pull. But we're also reaching. Keep your torso upright. I don't want you leaning back like this. I want you twisting. The power should be coming from the core, the rotation there. Awesome. Nice. 10 minutes down, 20 more to go. Round number 2 coming up. How's everyone feeling? The bot went crazy just now, or just before. I don't know why the chatbot did that, but yeah, look, whatevs. Spanish squats again. Now you don't need to change the band on this one. The resistance of the band for a Spanish squat doesn't change the resistance of the actual movement. It's one of these banded movements where, funnily enough, having a different band doesn't work. You'll actually find that with a lighter band, Spanish squats might be a bit more difficult to achieve. So go for the heaviest band you can. Stepping in, because we got 15 seconds now. So stepping into the band, I want to find that nice tension spot, the band behind the knees, and we're gonna squat down into it. There it is, cool. So you see my squats are a little different to a normal squat. My shins are vertical. I'm sitting down, I'm pushing my body weight back into it. So it's a different exertion on the quads. I nearly fell back there, so I need a bit more tension in this band. Fight the resistance that's pulling you that way. We're gonna be facing the other way. It is a bit tough on the skin, isn't it? Quads are feeling it though. Oh, 100%. Oh, nearly. Nice. Definitely a different kind of quad burn. Definitely a different one. Keegan, how you going? How's things? Welcome in. So there's Spanish squats. We were isolating the quads. Good burn. All right, kneeling horizontal chop. Facing you guys first. I'm gonna upgrade to the red with these ones. So remember, it's the side towards the attachment point. That's the one we're kneeling with. Reaching and twist. Again, you don't need to go fast with these. The longer you hold these, if you can do a bit more of an isolated, that's gonna work on strength. But if you speed them up, it's gonna work on power. So the tempo that you move at is gonna be sport specific, okay? I haven't spoken much about sports specificity with these kind of workouts, because a lot of the time, if you're doing these free YouTube workouts with me, what I'm concerned about is you actually just getting a workout in. It's all about just doing something, because you haven't got anything else in your day. You're looking for something to help you get off the couch and do some work, which is awesome. 100% awesome. We love that. But if you are, let's say, baseball or tennis or any kind of hitting sport, you can see how this kind of movement would help you in those kind of sport-specific body movements, right? So if you're simply out here to become stronger, then having a nice slow tempo will give you that. Just doing the movement will give you that. But if you'd like to become a bit more of a powerful hitter, a bit more of a fast hitter, someone that can react quickly, there might be some benefit in actually that strong, powerful tempo, right? And then you can go for the best of both worlds, which could be that strong, powerful hit, and then a slow return, which is gonna teach you that strength in those muscle fibers, right? So think about that, have a think about it. And if you'd like to explore something a little bit more sport specific, please let me know, because I've got a whole bunch of knowledge that's rattling around in my brain as a qualified PT, and I can potentially help you get better at whatever sport you're looking at playing with there. So, getting into the position, we're gonna pop down, shoulder press, squat, shoulder press. See how my feet are close together as well. This is a challenge in itself. Cupid, yeah. That's the, yeah, Jason. Let's go. Awesome. Got 10 more seconds here. The shoulder press is definitely a big portion of today's workout. Lots and lots of shoulders, lots of shoulders. Okay, next movement is the side plank reverse fly. I'm gonna upgrade to the red. We did the yellow ones first. That was just to give us a bit of a taste. It gives you a feeling as to what you're fighting against here. I'm gonna start on the left-hand side this time though. So instead of right, we're gonna left. There's value in that. I remember I was on the line last time, so I'm gonna do that the same way. On the line. That's a tough one, that's rough. Okay, so again, you don't want you want a tiny little bend in the elbow. So you don't wanna do this. It's not a row, it's a fly. And the fly is having a long extended arm, rotate at that joint as opposed to pulling. You're not pulling, you're rotating back. It's like a set of wings, okay? Not starting a lawnmower. Good, that's rough. It's rough with that red one, love it. Okay. 5 more seconds, and then we're gonna get into the other side. So on that line, that's where I was before. You're gonna have these little markers in your own home, where the tiles line up, where there's marks on the floor, patterns on the wall, all those things. They're gonna help you find your place when you do these workouts. And it's a really, really good rudimentary way actually of measuring progress. So, you could have a tape measure to measure how tall you are, but how did you do it as a kid? You got a pencil and you marked it on a door frame. And so, same deal. If you don't have the equipment to do it completely, accurately or anatomically correct, it's not the word I was looking for, but you know what I mean. If you say, hey, today I can step back 2 tiles and do my rows instead of the 1 tile, which is what I did last time. It's still a measure of progress, isn't it? So it's very important. Okay, we're doing these raises. I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna go with the reds because the yellows were quite brutal for this. So, bit of a bend, we're gonna step back and then raise. Oh yeah, okay. Red is tough. Stepping back. So that's a couple of ways of progressing or regressing your workouts, team. With bands, it's easy. If you want to go easier movement, you go for a thinner band. If you want to make it a little bit tougher because you're stronger, you're growing, you're progressing, go for a different color, heavier band. That's obviously if you're fighting the resistance. If you're using a resistance band to assist you, then it's an assistance band for things like dips and pull-ups. Then you're gonna go for a lighter band that's gonna add less assistance. So just follow logic there, team. Oh. Tough on the shoulders, good. I feel like bands are universally good for shoulder rehab. There's lots and lots of things you can do for shoulders using the bands. The reason for that is that gravity goes in one direction, but bands will go in whatever direction you pull them in. So you can actually strengthen things
around that complicated shoulder joint. Kneeling, reach and pull. This is the Cupid's pose. This is for you. This is for you, Jason. I'm going black band, Cupid's pose. We're gonna go right down. So reach, Cupid. I like that, Jason. I'm gonna rename that movement. Banded Cupids. Kneeling, band Cupids. So again, think about the sport specificity here, okay? What sort of sports are you gonna be pulling back quickly? Are there many sports where you're gonna be pulling back quickly? For me, what this makes me think of is climbing an incline with a rope, like rope climbing kind of movements, right? Because what you're doing with a rope a lot of the time, it's not a two-handed row, it's a single-handed pull, because you can imagine just pulling yourself up a rope like this, okay? So this is a really good movement to practice that, isn't it? And also, I haven't mentioned this, I probably have mentioned it in the other banded workouts, but the benefit of a band, and you'll understand this as you start playing with one, is the increased intensity over the stretch. So if you're nice and close, it's gonna be pretty easy to move that band. And especially when you go up to the thicker bands, the further away you pull, the more force it's gonna have pulling in that other direction. Okay. Very, very good for working yourself through not just prehab and rehab, but through training plateaus, right? So just imagine if you've got a deadlift and you've got a sticking point. So you get to about here and you find, I have trouble getting it past this point here. You can set up bands so that you can train specifically at that point to have a higher resistance at that point and that point only. They're quite remarkable what I've seen set up in some gyms there to help people through their plateau points. Okay, we've got the third round now, last round, Spanish squats. So these are uncomfortable. They're not the most glamorous looking movements here. But we're gonna get lots of reps in now. So remember what I said, we're trying to keep our knees back. We're trying to sit back into the band and we're using the quads. A lot of quad power here now. Oh, good track. This song's awesome. DMCA safe, by the way, people. So if you're a streamer, you can use all this music as long as you pay for the licensing fee. Last round, get angry. Get angry, let's get some more reps in. We've got 18 seconds worth of Spanish squats. Whoa, nearly lost my balance there. I was getting too into the music. Yeah. Good burn, good burn. Okay, kneeling horizontal chops. What was I using for the chops there last time? Red. Let's go black now. Black this time. Remember, it's the samurai chop, samurai sword. We're going across that whole section, rotating at the hips, using our core muscles. Kneeling on the side that's the attachment point. Go! Nice, so you see what I'm doing? Power in the rotate, and then nice and easy as it comes back. Actually, easy is not the word. Nice and slow and controlled, because it makes it harder. It is harder to be rotating at a slower pace there. Power, and then nice controlled return. Good, 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 good. Let's go. Couple more. Awesome, awesome. Other side. I want you to have that same approach to this one now. We're gonna powerful swing and hit, and then rotate back into controlled fashion. You got this. Good heart rate, look at that. It's in the orange now. Let's go. I want more power. Go away a bit further. Can you think of any other sports, chat, where a strong, powerful rotation like this would come in handy? So, baseball, tennis, golf. Golf is only very one-sided, isn't it? So, what helps for golfers is to actually, when they're in the gym, is to swing with the other side, because with golf, you tend to be swinging in one direction only. You end up very lopsided in strength. So if you can do those big pulls in the other direction whilst you're in the gym, you can train yourself out of unbalancing, out of imbalances, okay? Thrusters. So remember, this is the purple level workout. This is the advanced one. You should be working to a point now where you're getting a sweat on. Look at me, I'm sweating. Oops. Squat, press. Good shoulders, go. Nice. Awesome. Side plank reverse flies. Definitely sticking with the red ones with these. It's a good strength, good tension on this one. Okay. I'm gonna start with the left-hand side again. I did feel like that was probably my weaker side, so I'd like to get the first good reps on that side. Here we go. Hands on the crack there, feet on the crack. Push the hips forward. Squeeze your butt. Remember that nice straight line in the body. You're up on the blade of that foot and you're on your forearm. So a lot of shoulder work here, a lot of glutes, a lot of hips. The side core should be activated. And then your upper back muscles. As you rotate that arm out and pull that band back, that's where the tension is. Great. Well done. Other side. 10 seconds. Let's go. So you got your right hand now down on the floor, on the right blade of the foot. Pulling back with the, not pulling, sorry, we're rotating back in that fly. So the difference between a fly and a press and a row, funnily enough, a forward fly is called a fly and the backwards fly is called a fly. But in the other direction, if you're pushing forward, it's called a press. And if you're pulling back, it's called a row or a pull. The flies have think of wings, okay? Think of wings like this. This is the fly motion. You're flapping your wings as if you're a bird, okay? Pull is like this, a row is like that, and a press is like that. So a very important distinction in that during a fly, you're not changing the angle of your elbow. It's at about 95% straight, and you're gonna be pulling it back or pushing it forward. Rotating at the shoulder. Alternating lunge raises. Here's these red bands. This one's great, I love this one. So step back lunge and then raise it forward. So this is a lot of work with the chest, with the shoulders. But we're also getting that coordination down because we're stepping back with the lunge. We're gonna get some power in that leg and then the balance work being done by being on one leg as you raise the bands. Look at the heart rate. It's legs and arms and shoulders and chest. Total body movement. And that's what our purple workout's about. I'm tiring. I'm getting tired. Lovely purple workouts. Okay, we got the Cupids. This is for you, Jason. Let's go green. Look, we're not mucking about right now. We're going for big old thick Cupid here. I'm gonna start off with the, the left hand. Yuck. That's rough, but I love it. Remember, this last round here, chat, I want you to really work. Hey, Rin, fantastic. I'd asked for some FFP beast in chat, but we're on YouTube, so Soz, I don't know what we do. Someone find a really good emote for that. So good, Rin. Back on the running feed. Okay, got my, there we go here. Write it down. So we are now doing the aptly named Cupids. Thank you, Jason. Banded Cupids. And we're doing thick now, thick Cupids. Last movement. Give it everything you got. Your life depends on this. Yeah, think of those movies, the action movies, where you're holding onto a rope for dear life. That's what you're doing. Give yourselves a pat on the back, okay? Because that workout just now, look at this. I got the heater off. It's currently 15 degrees in here, but we hit the orange mode. We've hit a sweat point. We got some work in. And if I pause the watch here, 320 calories burned in about half an hour. So well done you. Not only did it burn calories, not only did it strengthen muscles, but it also taught you some really good lessons in balance and coordination. Because that's one thing a band will do, is test your balance in different directions, not just up, down like gravity. So good on your team. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you check out the other videos we've got there. Green, blue, purple, those 3 levels. Check us out live for the streams on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings Adelaide time, or on Twitch, twitch.tv/fit for purpose, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Have a good one. I gotta remember to put a bit longer wave on the end there so I can line up the end of the videos. Good stuff, that was great. Rin, well done. Don't worry about the pacing. Slow 30 min, awesome, good. I think what matters here is that it felt good. It's the first one back. How are your joints feeling? So how are your, I'm thinking knees, ankles, GIF scoop emote. Yeah, so knees and ankles, that's what we're talking about. How do they feel at the moment? How are you going with them? Man, what time is it? 10:25 here? When's my first sesh? I've got time. This is a good time, good timing. I'm not sure if Grace is going live. I'll see what time she might be ready. It might be a little bit later because she did get up a little bit later than what. Oh yeah. If you haven't seen, knees were feeling it during, but it felt pretty good. Speaking of running, and especially your slow, easy runs, when you're doing those ones, what I used to love to do during my slow runs, a bit less so now because I tend to stream them, but when I was doing, Jess, Sush, how you going? When I was doing my long, slow runs, I'd often listen to audiobooks. And if you haven't seen already, in Grace's Discord, now I think she's still got I think she still has a, so if I go invite, I think hers is still discord.gg// I am Fall from Grace. I think it's Grace. I think it is. If you haven't seen her, team, she's got a book club channel. We've been getting into a whole bunch of audiobooks. It's really good. So we did a bunch while we were driving up to Sydney. We did one on the Melbourne road trip. We did the Sydney one. We got through like 3 books. We're getting through one now. It's called. Look, I'm gonna get it wrong. It is called. Blackout. The Blackout. Good. Rin, that's 100% what you want. Now you also want to make sure you ease back into that. The lungs, funnily enough, the lungs are one of those parts of the body which will actually bounce back really, really well. They'll bounce back as long as you look after them, as long as you don't try and push it too much. This is me speaking, reformed smoker, and I was a heavy smoker too. Like I was, you know me, if I do something, I go hard. I thought I was cool. I wasn't cool. I was a dickhead. But I was smoking Benson Hedges specials. If you know that, they're 16 milligram ones. I do 2 packs a day. Awful thing to do. And I had 0 cardio capacity at that point. Also was like a young kid with asthma. The asthma's kind of gone away for the most part, which I know isn't technically correct. You always have asthma. I've just not had any triggers for it recently. So yeah, just don't be like you let you. So yeah, that's a thing. It's of all the body systems, it's a management game where you want to make sure that you're trying to progressively overload the things that you're aiming for, but you also don't want to go past the limits of one of your systems as well. So cardiovascular system, muscular systems, all those sorts of things. Immune system, right? Your immune system takes a massive hit when you do big workouts. Take it from me. Don't do a 6-hour HURT camp and then run a half marathon the next day when you're not feeling it, because you get shingles, because that's what happens to your immune system. It's no good. But yeah, the Blackout is the audiobook that we're listening to at the moment. Very, very cool. I think I've got about an hour and a half left on it. Grace and I started listening to it, but we got to the point where when she was doing her makeup, she just listened because it's so engaging. So then I've started listening as well. But we're largely in order with that one. Yeah, ease back in. Don't have time to be sick. Absolutely, Rin. You as well, and not just you, but I mean like the people that are in your position where you've got the really heavy parenting load. When you become a parent, your life's priorities change a bit, don't they? Like it's not all about you, so you got to think about that. But you also have to remember that I suppose having an adequate amount of physical activity is going to keep you healthy for those loved ones. So that's always, but it's a balancing act. Again, I'm not going to say it's super easy. It isn't. It's it's rough. It's rough to do that. Jason, your chat just came through. I think this is one thing I've noticed with YouTube streaming is that one thing that Twitch does without a lot of people realizing it does it in the background, I think Twitch will actively catch you up. Like if you're watching a stream, it'll try and catch you up there. I think I noticed that when you mentioned the Cupid movements there, Jason, I think I was about 3 or 4 movements ahead of those archers, and then you put the Cupid chat in there. So he's probably seeing me do them now. And that well done just came through now. So yeah. Oh, look, that's a thing. It's a thing. Well, I'm sure YouTube are going to start working on some of those things there. Yeah. You had that last stream where you noticed was like 30 seconds behind. Yeah, and it gradually adds on, isn't it? It's a cumulative effect. Where with Twitch, and especially if you're running some of those, if you click on live, it will put you back in place. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that. I actually haven't watched any live YouTube streams before. Yeah, you got told off by a GP for prioritizing the kids over your own health. 100% Funky Smell. I know this is done to death. This is done to death on motivational speakers, Instagrams, but it is one thing to keep in mind. Put your own oxygen mask on before other people's. They say it on the planes. If the oxygen mask falls and you have dependents with you, you got to make sure that you are setting yourself up to be in a healthy position to help other people first. If you sacrifice yourself to help other people, then afterwards you're not going to be any good to anyone else. So yeah, you put yourself in a good position first. So yeah, look, I 100% get that. Your GP telling you that. And as a fitness professional, I know it can come across when I say it. Well, look, just do some more exercise because you got to look after yourself. Oh, well, Jeff's just trying to sell his services. Yeah. So maybe go ask someone else. when another medical professional tells you the same thing, hopefully it rings true, and hopefully it's like, yeah, look, okay, oh, I get it. And I'm not saying that's the case there, Funky Smell. Yeah, I suppose it's just something to keep in mind is that we want to be in a better position for those we love. The things to think about, and it can get a little bit emo, a little bit emotional when I'm having a consultation with people. What are your goals? Why are you here? Why do you want to work out? And if you think to yourself in the morning, oh man, I've got a run scheduled. I don't want to do this run. Boo, boo, hoo, boo, hoo, boo, hoo. But, and look, we can get a bit dark here. Just think about those people that rely upon you. Just imagine giving them 5, 10, 15 more years worth of you being around on this planet. Just imagine that. So if you can put those steps into place now, where you're actually increasing the quality of your life. Just imagine having a 90-year-old dad that can still kick you out of bed in the morning and deadlift more than you, right? Just imagine having an ultra marathon running mum that when she comes to pick you up, when she goes to pick the kids up from school, she actually rocks up in like this, yeah, and then puts the kids in like a pusher and then runs them home. How good's that? There's another meme, not meme, but another social media thing doing the rounds where it's the audio that they choose and then people put themselves to it. But yeah, the likelihood of kids being active is greatly increased by having an active mum. So the active dad, I think, is probably less effective, but an active mum has been shown to correlate very strongly to active and healthy kids and active and healthy upbringing. So having an active mum, that's what I love about you guys. Rin, Funky Smell, love it. It makes me feel cool that I'm working with you guys to be active mums. You notice how low you feel when you don't work out? Something you need. Yeah. The body chemistry that comes from the workouts. Again, I might sound like I'm flogging a dead horse here, but it all goes hand in hand. It all just feels good, doesn't it? You have to program yourself doing it for yourself. Yeah, don't do it for others. Do you. You do you. Rest week, and then you're wound up the whole time, Mouse. Yeah, that's a thing. All right, what am I doing? I'm gonna get going, because again, I'm doing the maths here. Yeah, thanks heaps. You guys are great. For those of you that are here watching the stream, you've added a whole bunch of really good numbers to my analytics, and that's what I'm aiming for. Let me just bring this up. I can probably let you know how we're going with that, because you guys are helping me. So it's not. I don't want any of this to be secret. I want you guys to know exactly what I'm up to and how the analytics are looking. Oh no, Sush, don't stress. Analytics. So if I go to sweet. So we are on 592 public watch hours. And if I have a look at the graph, watch hours. Oh, so look, it hasn't even updated from today yet. Yeah, sweet. So I'm gonna show you something. I don't think this is gonna show off anything that I'm not meant to show you. Yeah, look here, I'll bring this website up. I wanna show you something cool. I've done two YouTube streams, right? So here's the thing. So you can see here, just across, I get like this real low line of watch hours when I do video uploads. But then I did 2 streams last week, bang, and bang. So we've got a lot. We got a lot of watch hours that come from the streams as opposed to just the videos there. So that's very cool. That's very cool. Thank you. I'm going to continue. And today's is going to be a bigger peak than last week's because we've had some more numbers. Yeah, that's so good. All right, yeah, have a great day, Rin. Have a great day, everyone. I'll be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We're going to be back on Twitch, where we have all the emotes and all the sub gifting and all that sort of stuff. And tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to do a lifting workout. Might run as well. So maybe, depending on what Grace wants to do, I know when she wants to get a workout in, if she wants to run or if she wants to lift, we can do either or both and maybe make a day of it. But there's a lot I have to do afterwards as well. So have a great one. We'll catch you all later. Make sure she's not live. That's what I was going to do. See how far away she is from being live. Let me message her. We can't raid her. We can't raid her. Cross-platform. Yeah, we're just going to go. So have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye.